Welcome to the Hope for Flint, the Speakeasy Edition. I am Justin Knight. Today, I have two of my really good friends from one of my favorite restaurants in Fenton, the Laundry. I have Chef Jody and Miss Meg. What's up, ladies?
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'm glad you guys came on. I know that we've been trying to do this for a couple of weeks now, but just schedules had collided and people were not feeling well. But now we figured it out.
We got it.
We're making music.
Heck yeah.
So, what's going on? How's life?
Great.
Yeah, business good?
Living the dream.
You guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And now you guys host a Thanksgiving dinner at the Laundry, don't you?
We do. We do a buffet.
Yeah? What's on the buffet this year? Because I'm actually might be coming into dine.
Oh my gosh, that'd be an honor.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Dinner for one, please. Happy Thanksgiving.
Of course, we have turkey, and then we have some salmon. We're also going to do some brisket, which is awesome.
Ooh. Are you smoking that?
We're going to braise it.
Okay.
A little onion nail gravy.
See, that's what I like about like this show is where we can kind of get into the nitty gritty of food, drink, arts, entertainment.
Sure.
So when we start talking about food, I'm going to get very excited, especially when you're talking about braising a
Best time of year to
brisket.
do it.
So, all right, so let's talk a little bit more about this menu.
Okay, and then, of course, I usually cook with memory, so we grew up eating rutabaga at Thanksgiving, so we're going to have some rutabaga on
Isn't
there.
that like a root vegetable?
It's a root vegetable. It's really, really tasty. We
Okay.
put a little bit of sugar in the water, sweeten it up a little bit. A little trick of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, my mom's going to kill me for saying that, but
That's all right.
lots of butter, some salt, white pepper.
My favorite B word.
Yeah, yeah.
Butter.
And then some roasted garlic, mashed potatoes. We're going to do some Brussels sprouts, all the yummies.
Okay, well, I will be wearing my elastic pants. It'll be a good day.
That's the best way to come in.
Miss Meg, you got anything cooking behind the scenes over there for a cocktail on Thanksgiving?
We actually do like a select menu for Thanksgiving, but the entire menu is actually obviously welcome to the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you guys, how many drinks on your menu?
Right
Last
now,
time you counted.
there was probably 40, 48.
Ooh, wow, 48 different cocktails that you
Yeah.
have to remember all the ingredients. Do you like cheat and have like a book, or you just know them all? off the top
We
of
do
your head?
have cheat. We have a cheat book back there. It's kind of like we call it like a bar Bible, and it has all of our cocktails that we ever created, ever since we started creating cocktails. But when I have like a select menu out, we have like a little cheat sheet, so I make it easier on the girls that back there.
I just like the soup of the day bourbon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Soup du jour. Sounds good. I'll
Can't go
take
wrong
that.
with that.
So, Jody, let's talk a little about you. You've been with now you run 4 different restaurants over there, correct?
Yeah, I started out that way, and now that everything's kind of come into its own and we've got a couple years under our belt, I kind of, have taken a little bit of a backseat.
Okay.
So I'm there for emergencies kind of purposes, creative reasons, developing menus and things like that.
Okay, but you have like sous chefs and chefs that run
Absolutely.
those different restaurants
Yeah.
for you.
Got
Okay.
got a really good crew.
So let's see. The 4 restaurants are. I'll start at the top of the list. So we've got the Laundry,
Yes.
which is the flagship.
That is the mothership.
That's
yes.
the mothership. Then we've got Crust,
Crust, yes.
which is a bakery as well. Mm-hmm. And they do some cinnamon rolls that they sell all over the United States.
All
Do they sell
over.
all over the world too, or no?
Yeah, through Williams-Sonoma.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Home run on
Fancy.
that one. Fancy.
Fancy.
Then you got El Topo, which is one of my favorite spots. The taco, I think it's number 6.
Yeah.
It's just the beef and cheese taco.
just the beef and cheese.
So good.
Can't go wrong with that.
And then Relief and Resource.
Yes.
And that's more of like a charcuterie board.
Yep,
What's
charcuterie.
Oh, that's that how
and-
you say that?
Yeah.
I totally just messed that up. First time
I like
over
that
here,
though.
guy.
I'm gonna steal that. Charcuterie and then some salts, little snacks, nuts, and Patrick just did the menu over, and so a little bit more bar kind of food,
Okay.
snacky kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got quite an extensive cocktail list there as well.
Yeah, there isn't even any room for anything on that back bar anymore.
No, that thing's so huge. I only do one cocktail out of there, and that's basically the Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's just my staple. I just might switch out the bourbons that I'm drinking.
Sure.
But it's always a Manhattan.
Yeah. I don't blame
I'm
you
a
there.
creature of habit. But so with the 4 restaurants, you've been there 15 years that you've worked with the Laundry and its different restaurants.
Yes, 15 years.
What made you decide you want to be a chef?
I think
like to
I
yell
fell
at
and
people?
hit my head.
Fell and hit my head.
To be honest with you, I grew up, around the kitchen table. That's how our family rolled. I don't think I've ever sat on my mom's couch more than twice. We always sit at the kitchen table. Somebody's always cooking. We're always eating. We're always drinking. And it was just, something that was in my family, and I loved it. And when I was 13, I started working in the restaurant industry, and it just kind of stuck. I got the bug, and I started as a dishwasher.
I
And
was going to say, we all start as dishwasher. I
Yeah,
did the same
yeah.
thing. 13 years old, I was scrubbing pizza pans.
yeah, you name
Those
it.
are the worst.
Yeah, they are.
Especially the dough pans, because if that dough sits for, 12 hours, maybe a day,
Oh, yeah.
it's like glue.
Yeah.
And you literally are, that's elbow grease. You got to get in there and get that stuff clean.
I think I've got one up on you. Our French onion crocks are horrible. I feel so bad for the dishwashers trying to get that onion off of
I
it.
have to say, that's the hardest job in the restaurant.
Yeah, it is.
And it's the most underappreciated job.
It really is.
Absolutely.
It really is.
I love all my dishwashers just because I was like, I know how hard they work back there. And it is a tough job.
They're like the hub of the wheel.
If your dishwasher is gone, the thing could break.
Oh, yeah.
It really could break.
Everything could go to hell, yeah.
I've gotten back there when we've had guys that have not been there, and I'd had to go back and wash dishes, and man, it's brutal.
We've all been
So
there, yeah.
I definitely love having my guys buy them a beer when they're done.
Good for you.
Give them a high five. Say, hey, thanks, guys. Another day done.
Thanks for
Appreciate
showing
that.
up.
Thanks for showing up. All right. So you decided you work in the restaurant industry at 13 years old. You started as a dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go to culinary school?
I went to Schoolcraft, and to be honest with you,
It's a good school.
Yeah, it's a
I've known
great
a couple
school.
people have gone there.
Great school. And to be honest with you, I was able to be a stay-at-home mom for a minute with my son, and
Is that Kyle?
that was Kyle, yeah.
He's worked for me. He's a good dude.
He's a good boy.
I like him.
And decided to go to do something, culinary wise. And so I decided to go to culinary school and happened to land a job at a private golf club. And I was doing bartending and banquet and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And the chef found out, and he's like, I want you in the kitchen next season. And it just took
That
off.
was your road
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Okay.
Took off, and it stuck, and here I am.
Now, you've had a pretty colorful career, too.
Little
You've done
bit.
some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
I mean, where's the list start? So you're the head chef of 4 restaurants. Mm-hmm. You've been nominated for a James Beard Award, which
Yeah.
is one of the highest honors a chef could get.
Yeah,
That's like the Michelin star.
it's pretty cool.
It is very cool. So tell me about that.
Our marketing manager came in the back door, and I was doing my daily grind. I'm in there every day with everybody, just cooking away. And she said, "Hey, can I see you for a minute?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." She's like, "You've been nominated for James Beard," and I was like, "No way." So I had to go outside and call my mom, and she cried, and
I would have cried too.
Yeah.
I'm actually almost crying right now.
it
Just
was
watching you
nice.
tell the story.
It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. And I mean, the people that
And for the people that are listening, explain what a James Beard Award is.
it's like the Grammy of
Food.
culinary. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a big honor.
Yeah. It's like the culinary Oscars, if you will.
And what year was that you were nominated?
Oh gosh.
Was it 16?
Do you know how old I am? I can't even remember what year.
You know
we're
what?
in right now.
I've learned in my life that there's one thing I never ask a woman how old she is.
I think it was 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let them tell me how old they are. So
Yeah, there you go.
Do the math there. So James Beard Award, and you were nominated, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
you've got that on your roster there. Also, too, you've spent some time on the silver screen on the television.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
little
Guy
bit.
Fieri.
Guy
Is it-
Fieri.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a character.
He's a rock star, man, in the
He
culinary
is.
world. That guy,
He is a character.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Guy was what was it? It wasn't Guy's Big Bite.
No, it was Guy's Grocery Games.
Guy's Grocery Games.
Yeah.
Now has he done Big Bite in Michigan?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Okay, that's something I'll probably have to Google and look.
Yeah. I'm
That
not
Google
sure.
machine, I use it quite a bit.
Yeah, don't we all?
It helps me with my kids' homework. That thing knows everything. So yeah, you were on television with Guy. He's a good. So did you win Guy's Big Bite?
No.
No.
No. Actually,
Isn't it like a prize of like 10 or 20 grand, right?
20 grand.
Man, I'd have to hit you up for a loan too
Yeah.
if you had won that.
Yeah. I was kind of bummed, but it's a game. You got to play the game. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how good
Such
of a
is
cook
life.
you are.
Yeah, so it is a game.
Yeah, it
so
is a
it's
game.
not about what you make; it's how you make it. Or
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk a little bit about how you do your menus at the laundry.
Okay. We deal with a lot of farmers. that's kind of was one of my goals, and we've been really
Farm to
successful.
table. And you guys
Farm
have a
to
little
table.
like a little garden out back, don't
We
you?
have a garden out back. I deal with a local farmer in Byron for all my pork and beef, and try to buy local as much as possible. We stay seasonal, so we change the menu 3 times a year.
Okay.
So we just changed 2 weeks ago, so we have all new stuff again.
So what's one of the highlight some of the dishes on the menu right now?
Well, we have, I don't know, Meg, what do you think?
Rabbit cassoulet.
Rabbit cassoulet, yeah.
Hands down the best.
What is that? Is it like a stew?
It's like a stew. It's French, very French. It's got sausage and rabbit and
Real bunny, huh?
real bunny. Yeah.
Okay.
My son has 8 rabbits. He wasn't real happy with
Your son
it.
had 8 rabbits. We're just going to play a game called math.
But it's a great cold weather dish, and so that's one of the big ones. We've got this really great cowgirl steak. It's 14 ounces, dry aged. It eats really well. It's
sounds
French
good.
bone is pretty.
Yeah. Food being out on a plate, coming out pretty,
Yeah.
is very important. I always say that. I was like, everybody eats with their eyes before they eat with their
Oh,
mouths.
heck yeah.
And if the plate doesn't look good, your first reaction is going to be like, I don't think this is going to taste very good.
No, yeah, I agree. And we're making duck egg rolls. I try to do things
Man,
that
you're
are.
like a hoity-toity restaurant over there. Duck and rabbit.
It's not really though. It's very approachable, and
It sounds like basically you opened up a farm and then you started cooking every animal on the
I know.
list.
And can you believe it? I grew up wanting to be a vet, and now I'm eating animals instead of saving them. I'm
Well,
killing them.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You never know. You can always have a career change and be a vet later on.
Oh God, I'm too old for that.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's like life's flying by.
It's like 14 years of school.
Now, you guys have any desserts over there? Do you guys you use a lot of stuff from the bakery?
We do. We get all our bread in every day. We get desserts, pies, cookies. We just talked about doing some kind of really cool restaurant style dessert. Something we find that the restaurant, opposed to the bakery, if we like send out warm cookies and ice cream, people just go gaga over it. So
I'm already going gaga over it.
yeah,
like
I mean,
cookies
you
and I
sell
like ice
one of
cream.
those and it walks by a table. Next thing you know, there's 6 more orders in the kitchen.
I'm literally like a 6-year-old. You could give me macaroni and cheese, cookies and ice cream,
I'm right there with you.
spaghetti.
I cook kind of hoity-toity, but I eat simple.
I do too.
Yeah.
But the hoity-toity, I've dined there many times, and actually, you've thrown some really good events there. The black tie event that they do every year,
Absolutely.
and that's one of my favorite events that I go to there. And not one because I get to dress up and look nice for the evening, but also the food's really good.
Well, you're so handsome. you
Well,
know.
thank you. You're very kind. So, Miss Meg, why don't you catch me up on what you do over there? I know that I've sat across from you at the bar a couple of times, and you've mixed some cocktails for me. But what got you into being a bartender? Were you like broke and just needed a job?
No, not at all. I started at the laundry about 6.5 years ago.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I started as a host. And about like a month into the job, I looked at my supervisor, John Foley, and
Big John.
yeah, and I looked at him and I was like, I'm going to bartend for you one day. And he kind of laughed in my face because I was just, a little 19-year-old hostess up there,
He
just
giggled a little
running
bit.
around.
He's like,
Oh yeah, he's
table
like,
for 4, Meg.
yeah, absolutely, right. It was kind of funny. But I went into from host, and then I was an expediter, and I expedited that line for about 2.5 years, and I asked Chef to be an AM line cook. So I actually was her AM line cook for about 6 months.
She was awesome. She
That
was.
job is a very, very tough spot. There's about 100 different
line
sandwiches.
cook?
The line cook, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's about 100 different sandwiches on our menu, roughly, maybe a little
have
less than
100
that. I
sandwiches
mean, maybe
on
a
your
lot
menu?
less, but they come and go.
52.
Oh,
52. You have
Seems
52
like 100 when you're on the
sandwiches on
line.
your menu.
it seems like 100 when you're on that line.
Is there a
Seriously.
Bible for the sandwiches? Do you get like what goes on your sandwich and you can just kind of look through this little Bible that's on the line?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there pictures of it or anything?
We do have an illustrated manual.
I would need that manual.
Yeah.
The one with
Yeah.
pictures.
It's- yeah.
That's how I learn.
Yeah, there's a particular way to build a sandwich.
There actually is, believe it or not.
Really?
There is.
Yeah.
There's a particular. Okay, you got to walk me through this. What do you mean? Maybe I've been doing it all wrong for the last. I'm not telling anybody how old I am.
Let them know, Meg.
Well,
Break it down for me, Meg.
the bottom always has the mayonnaise on there, and the cheese and the tomatoes always go on the bottom of the sandwich. And then you
Okay.
have your meat, and then I mean, even like banana peppers and all of that, that always goes on the bottom. And then you would have your meat on top of that, and then either your lettuce and your coleslaw, and then
I've definitely been doing it wrong. I always start with the mayonnaise on the bottom, of course, because then the meat doesn't slide off.
Yes.
So then I put the meat, then I put the cheese, and then the lettuce and the tomatoes and all the other good stuff. So I've been doing it totally wrong. So I'm going to be changing my ways now that I've learned to properly do this. But so Meg, let's talk a little bit about when you're mixing back there. Like you said, you've got 48 drinks. Is that what
roughly.
Roughly 48 different cocktails with a minimum of 3 ingredients in each one. I mean, there's quite.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite one?
I mean,
you just made one that's got tequila in it, or was that one yours, or was that?
Are you talking about the Beetlejuice? Is that what you're talking about? Because that is not mine. That is Ashley Burton's, but that is a fantastic cocktail. The thing is about back there is it's exactly like cooking. Like when we make our shrubs and we make our syrups and we build a cocktail, it's essentially just like how chef would be making any type of meal back there.
Okay.
So, I mean, you have your main spirit, and then you have all these modifiers that go into it, like whether it is a liqueur or a simple syrup or juice or shrub. And then, like, I think of my bitters as, like, my spices.
So, what's a shrub?
A shrub is, like, if you look it up online, essentially it is sugar, water, and vinegar.
Really?
But,
okay.
Yeah, so when you do this...
I would have thought something plant-based, like, rosemary or something. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, yeah. But the vinegar is what makes it a shrub. So essentially you're just making like a syrup, and when you add the vinegar, that's when it becomes a shrub. When you do this, you let the sugar and the water, or the sugar and the fruit, sit for about like 24 to 48 hours. And the sugar actually pulls liquid out of the fruit or the vegetable that you're working with. And so after the 48 hours, you would fine strain that through cheesecloth and then add any type of vinegar. And depending on what vegetable or what fruit you're actually using, depends on what vinegar you would put into. So we do like white wine, we have red wine, apple cider vinegar, and it can be complicated.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds very scientific with how you guys do it. And it is a symphony back there when I've seen you guys work and when you're busy.
Yes.
And when you're making a number of very detailed cocktails and they're all handmade, that it's just kind of like a symphony. I've watched you just kind of rock and roll back there, and you.
Yeah, we like to say that we dance really well around each other.
You guys do, and I've seen that personally.
Yeah, it can be impressive on some nights. We don't even touch each other at all, and there's 3 of us back there just rocking it out.
Yeah, the night bartending right now is bomb. They're really good.
Every time I drive by, that bar is always full.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, just taking my trip down Shiawassee. And I always peek, man, because you guys have the perfect windows just right there from the view of the street that I can just look in and be like, is there a spot? Nope. Guess I'm not going in. Table for 4, Meg. Now tell me, you said that like an apple cider vinegar. What cocktail would you make with apple cider vinegar?
So we use the apple cider vinegar in our apple shrub. Apple shrub actually is one of the more difficult ones because you actually don't get a lot of juice out of apples.
That's surprisingly.
Yeah.
Considered apple juice.
Yeah, right?
That's what you would think, right?
So we really have to muddle the apples down to get any kind of liquid out of it. I like to actually let that one sit for a little longer than 48 hours. But we have this one popular cocktail on the menu. It's called the Autumn Toast.
Okay.
And it actually does use Buffalo Trace.
This is a bottle of Buffalo Trace right here, and you guys have your own barrel.
Yes,
this
that
one's
is
got a laundry
private.
barrel select and the relief and resource.
Yeah.
Well, look at you guys.
Look at us.
Do you guys buy 1 or 2 barrels a year?
2.
That's a lot of booze.
It is.
How many bottles do you get per?
15 cases?
15 cases per barrel?
Yeah, roughly.
Wow.
Roughly.
That's a lot. That is a lot of Buffalo Trace. No wonder you guys get lucky and get like Pappy and all that good stuff. Every time I go in there, that's an allocated.
It is, yeah.
Bourbon.
It is allocated.
Usually,
You got to make the trip,
liquor stores
Justin.
get 0. I know I need to make the trip. I've actually been talking to a couple people about going down and doing a bourbon trail down in Kentucky.
Oh, it's a great trip.
And go
Great
check it
trip.
out.
Yeah.
How many times have you done it?
Well, I'm demanded that I go. Apparently, I have a palate, so They make sure that I go every time.
Well, also too because you're the chief. You
Well,
can't leave the bosses all back.
Can't
home.
leave all the bosses home.
I'm sure John. Yeah, John's like, I don't want to make her mad. Jody gets what Jody wants. All right, so you guys go and get 2 barrels a year. That's probably a really fun trip. How many people go down? Like 6, 7?
Oh gosh, I think the last trip we went, there's like 10 of us.
10. Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot.
9.
That was
There's
a big
9
one.
of us because I got to have my own room, so that was kind of cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't
And-
hang with the little kids anymore.
That's all right. I've hung out with you before.
Yeah.
We've had a good time. That was fun. We went to a food show and had beers after.
Yeah, that was fun.
Speaking of beer, you guys make beer over there.
We do.
At the Lynchpin Brewery.
Yeah, we make beer and it is good.
It's good. I see we got
beer.
these 2 big cans here. I was like, where's yours?
Well, actually, this one's mine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So what did you bring us today?
Oatmeal stout, which is great this time of year.
Yeah, it's getting cold.
Yeah, and then of course the big craze, the New England IPAs.
You guys do it? I didn't know you guys did a hazy over there.
Yeah, we do, and
You
it's
really?
very good. It's very good.
The one that's been really popular here in Michigan is that M43. Have you had that?
M43. Well, you'll have to compare because
Well, we are. We're going to pop some tops here shortly
Yeah,
and try
all
this
right,
out.
all right.
You know, I have to give you the judgment of myself there. So
Yeah.
is this stuff any good?
Well, you'll
How long
let
you guys
us know.
been brewing over there? Are you part of the brewing process?
I'll tell you how this came about. Scott used to be a line cook, and he was a home brewer.
Okay.
And I thought his stuff was great. And a couple of times we collaborated on some flavors and some things like that. And I kind of, through being in the kitchen and talking to the owners and everything, I was like, we really should brew our own beer. And so it was a slow start. And
Kind of an investment too. I mean,
yeah.
brewing equipment's not cheap.
no, it's
And
not
it's very
cheap.
time consuming too. You got to have somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and because if you don't know till weeks after you put
You
it
don't
in
know
the-
until you know, and then you're like, oh,
And then you're
either
like,
it's good or it's
"Ugh,
not." It's
no,
like,
this is
well.
not good. Yeah. So Scott's just, Scott Hayes, he's just really settled in and he does it all by himself. We just did a Lynchpin Brewery dinner, and he and I collaborated on a beer for dessert. We did a raspberry, strawberry, rhubarb something.
I was gonna say that. I was
Yeah.
hoping rhubarb was gonna come
Yeah.
in there because
believe it was
rhubarb,
like,
rhubarb's one of
Belgian.
my
It was a
favorite
Belgian,
things.
so
Was it really? Wow.
it turned out really well. So, and also the sweet potato,
Oh yeah, the Major Tater.
Major Tater was a collaboration.
You made a sweet potato beer?
Yeah,
The Major Tater.
the Major
Yep.
Tater. Yeah.
with like pecan and different spices.
Maple syrup.
Do we have
honey.
any of that beer left?
No, it's gone.
No, it's not. Somebody's got someone
Maybe.
hidden somewhere, Jody.
Maybe,
Somebody's got a
maybe.
case of it.
But yeah, it was good.
That's amazing. That's probably really good.
We decided not to do pumpkin, so we went sweet potato.
Pumpkin's too basic.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
We wanted to put marshmallow in there, but
probably wouldn't have been bad.
Mark Hamill was no
No,
marshmallow.
no marshmallow. Okay. Well, he's the boss too.
We got vetoed.
He's the
Yeah.
veto boss.
Yeah, he is the veto boss.
He's the veto boss.
You got to listen to what Mark says.
You do. No, those guys do a great job over there. I always enjoy seeing them every time I walk by. They're always smiling and shake my hand.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
they're good dudes.
We're a small little town. We got to take care of each other.
You know, that's we do, and I always tell people that it's good that we can all work together. Mm-hmm. There's not really. I don't call it competition. I just say, it's just
No.
another restaurant.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to eat. Nobody's got the same things.
Right.
So everybody's different in their own way.
I've been on your bar stools quite a few times.
You have. I've seen
yeah.
you there.
Eating that beef witch.
That beef, which is good.
Love that sandwich.
Throw that with a little bit of that. Well, no, that one's got the gravy, but it's got the au jus.
The au jus. Mm.
We make that straight from the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bake those bones. Listen, that's good stuff. Well, let's get into this Lynchpin beer here. What are we going to try first? You want to do the hazy, or are we going to rock out the oatmeal?
I think we should probably do haze to the
Yeah.
oatmeal.
All right. We got these little glasses here. These are cute.
I brought some big ones too.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, listen to that.
We'll save these little ones for the bourbon.
Yeah.
Did you hear that sound? That's the sound of freedom. It's the sound of the afternoon beer. That means your work day's over.
And this beer here too actually is Scott's second New England IPA. The actual staple IPA is the Fellow Traveler.
Okay.
But this one tends to be less hoppier and more hazy.
Okay.
So like you can't even see through that beer right
Now,
there.
does
So
this one got fruits in it? Do you guys do any fruits in the hazy?
I don't
like a
believe
grapefruit
so.
or anything?
No. But this one actually does resemble M43 more than the Fellow Traveler does. The Fellow Traveler tends to be more hoppier,
Okay.
where this is definitely
Look
has
at
more
you and your
citrus.
beer knowledge.
I like talking about beer.
She's so knowledgeable.
She is knowledgeable, actually.
She really is.
You guys sell a lot of wines over there as well. I know that
Oh, yeah.
you have a very extensive wine menu, and you
Yes.
have a very talented young man.
Yes.
He's not that young. Hassan.
Hassan?
I'll call him young. But Hassan is very knowledgeable.
He is
in his
very
wines.
knowledgeable. Yes.
And he takes it very serious, which is awesome.
He does.
He does a really good job.
Yeah, we're hoping.
All right, so let's get the flavor profile. And you were hoping, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
I
you're fine.
apologize.
We're just hoping that he's doing all that sommelier stuff. So we wish
Yeah.
him well.
Yeah, is he getting ready to take another test to get another level ready, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
I believe so, yeah,
I think
setting up.
he had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Hassan and I have a very fond taste in Vans shoes.
Yes.
He has so many shoes.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
So do I. That's why.
Do you?
That's
That's
why we,
awesome.
That's why we laugh. We both like Vans.
He's always put together very well.
He is
He's
very-
always put
he's
together
he's a very
well.
stylish
Yeah,
man.
he's very metrosexual.
What is that word? What does that mean exactly? Like you're very just
I don't know. Put together.
put together, and
together.
you like your outfits are really good.
Yeah.
I think I'm that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
like,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
you kind of are.
I think I'll fall into that category.
Yeah. All right.
Although
IPA.
I call my uniform. I usually wear just jeans and a black T-shirt, but it's it's my uniform. That's what I wear. All right, let's check this out.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that is good, and it's not that hoppy.
No, I'm not
It's
a hoppy.
got a relaxed profile to it.
Yeah, I'm not a hoppy girl, but this is good.
That's a boat beer.
That is a boat
oh
beer.
yeah.
What's the ABV on that? And ABV for those that
6.5?
don't know what that is
6.5.
alcohol by volume. So
6.5. Yeah.
6.5. That's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad.
That's about 10 boat beers, and then you're pretty much done for the day.
Or a shower beer.
Or a shower beer.
10
shower beer.
shower beer and then nap.
What did I read? I read something about shower beers, how it helps you become creative or something. I was like, man, you can find anything on the internet that you really want to. Like, if you want your opinion to be mattered, you could just look it up and what you think, and somebody's going to write an article saying, it's okay to drink beer in the shower, and it's going to make your day.
Well, you know what our theory is? It's where you go to cry.
The shower?
Yeah. You grab your beer.
You just go sit and
you
cry in the
sit
shower.
in the shower and you cry about your day, and then you're good.
Then you're good.
You don't want to kick the dog or
It's a little therapy.
Oh, therapy.
It's therapy. It's therapy.
That's what the
And
bar's
it's
for.
free.
Yeah, it's free.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's the restaurant business can be tough, and a lot of people don't realize like what really goes on in the back of a kitchen. I mean, there's a lot of stress,
A lot of stress.
and I've watched my guys work very hard when we've been super slammed, and they handle it very well. But there's been times too where people can get at each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And people can get very verbal, and I've seen it almost get physical at times. But for the most part, I mean, it's a very demanding job.
It's very demanding. Yes.
And when you've got 90 people sitting at one time, and tickets are just flying through the window, and you're like, whoa, WTF?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Meg's worked all aspects of the restaurant, so she gets that feel. I've done the same, and
I always high five the guys in the kitchen. It's a hard job.
yeah, it is. And you also have to think about all the crap that the servers put up with too, though. The front of the house, has to be the face, and I always tell my guys that it doesn't matter if Mrs. So and So doesn't like her steak, get her a new one and get her
100%.
get it out there.
100%.
I mean, it's the customer that's paying our
Yeah, they're the boss.
paychecks. Yeah.
Yeah, the customer is the boss.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
I tell my people that, and I respect that 100%. The people that are coming in to sit down, they're spending their money with you. They're telling me what to do, and that's what's going to happen.
Yep, absolutely.
And if it's not right, make it right, but make it better. So,
Got it.
well, now let's see. We've tried the hazy, and this one's the IPA, and then you said you brought oatmeal stout.
Yeah. Oatmeal stout.
We'll try that one too. We're just getting a little crazy here with these big old cans of beer. Well, did you hear that? That's the sound of freedom. I always enjoy it on this show.
You got the ice in the little ones, so you can have.
Oh yeah, we could do that. We were just talking about putting ice in cups here at the Speakeasy edition here. I always enjoy this the show during the afternoons because this is an opportunity for me to I get to meet a bunch of new different people and get to know them better than I know a lot of people, but I get to know them better. And two, we always have a lot of fun. We mix some drinks up, or we get to share some drinks here. I had Tony LeBrie on from Banana 115 a couple weeks ago, and we got old school with it. We did Jaeger Red Bull.
Nice.
Yeah, it was our bowling alley edition.
That's great.
That made my stomach a little upset.
That one made me buzzed. That's what that did. All right, so we were trying the linchpin. What's the name of this one again?
This is Meg knows the whole
Artful
story
Dodger.
behind this. The
You
Artful
wanna pour that
Dodger.
ice out in those cups so she can have glass too.
Tell us the story.
I guess it's from Oliver Twist.
yeah.
And it I guess Oliver Twist, like Artful Dodger, it has something to do with like some porridge or something along those lines. And so the oatmeal, that's where Scott Hayes got the name for it. He's very clever when it comes to his names. He does
Okay.
a lot of
Does he read a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever met him?
I haven't.
He's very intelligent. He's super witty. He's funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, we'll have to sit down and have some of his beers.
good.
Don't twist my arm to have a good time. But, yeah, I think that's very interesting on the back. Now, the Mind Fuzz. Where'd that name come up with?
That one was crazy. I believe it's another book and something along the lines. What was
It wasn't
again?
after
Like
it wasn't
lizard
after
or-
12 M43s, and you're like, man, my mind is fuzzy, but I can make
No.
I can make this beer.
Something about a lizard.
Yeah, that's
We'll have to come back to that one. We're gonna
We'll
do
come back to
we're gonna
that.
do a second edition where we just come back just for the
Just
for that
for the
name,
lizard,
Mind Fuzz.
yeah, the Mind Fuzz. You know, Shorts is named after all kinds of albums and songs and things like that. They
Well, that's
name
kinda
all their
hip.
beers. Yeah. So I think he's kind of following that kind of,
With literary.
with literary.
Okay.
So, but he's super, the things that he's very passionate about a lot of topics, and
Very cool.
yeah, he's a very cool kid. And super laid back, super laid back.
Awesome.
Yeah, he definitely puts himself in his beer for sure.
Well, let's cheers this beer here, and we're gonna be wrapping this edition up here in just a second here. So we're gonna cheers to this.
Cheers.
Well, I want to say thank you first and foremost for coming out today.
Thanks for having us. This is
Yeah.
really cool.
I know we've been
great.
talking about it for a couple of weeks, and I was glad to get you guys on today.
Yeah, this was fun.
And Miss Mag, thank you very much for taking the time. I know that you had to
yes.
rearrange and juggle your schedule to make today happen, but I really do
No, I'm
appreciate
very happy
you
to be here.
do that. And Jody, as always, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Justin.
You've been listening to the Speakeasy edition on Hope or Flint. I'm Justin Knight. I look forward to talking at you guys here real soon. Thanks and have a great day.